Bienvenidos otra vez aquí a Too Practical. En esta tercera parte de Paraísos Escondidos, continuamos en la reserva Cherokee localizada en Carolina del Norte. Tendré a nuestra guía explicando cómo hacían los adornos que usaban para su ropa.
Now this item right here is made out of buffalo hair. A lot of people don't know this, but there used to be buffalo roaming here in the mountains, but they died off in the late 1700s due to the fur trade. But they also use Indian hemp, like what you see here, and the twisted inner fibers of the mulberry root bark. Now Miss Shirley can work with anywhere from 10 to 200 strands of yarn at one time. That right there in the red is what 200 strands looks like. She can either keep the width of her items as they are to make belts or sashes, or she can sew the pieces together to make blankets or shawls. They're working with flax thread, steel needles, and glass beads. Using these materials, they are able to make two different types of work. The first one is known as scroll work, and they would use this to decorate the clothing of the men and women. For example, it would line the size of the men's trousers and the hem of the women's skirts. The second type of work is known as solid work, and they would use that to make belts or other items that they would trade like money to trade for other goods. Notice how they're taking their beads one by one and they're sewing it to the bead before it. That allows the thread to go through each bead twice, making this very strong and sturdy. Because of that method, if this breaks, very few beads would be lost and they could easily mend it. After the beaded portion is finished, then they attach deer skin to the back to act as ties. Before glass beads were introduced, they would use the teeth, bones, and claws of animals to decorate their clothing. They would also use shells like these that they traded with the coastal tribes for, clay beads like these, and something known as a corn bead, which is, you can find it here on my necklace. They're also known as Job's tears, if you've ever heard of that. You can see it on my necklace and on these other necklaces right here. They would use Indian hemp for their thread, and for their needle, what they would do is that they'd carve their needle out of this bone right here of the deer leg, and from this bone they can make anywhere from 3 to 5 needles. This is an example of a needle. Are there any questions here?
How long it takes for them to make a belt?
Depending on the length and width of it, anywhere from a week to a week and a half.
Espero que hayan disfrutado este video. Y por favor, si el video les gustó, por favor denme un pulgar arriba y suscríbanse a mi canal. Hasta la próxima.